Yeah.
What's that?
What? Who's that?
Lo 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 lo.
La 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 la.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
What's that?
I don't know what that is.
What is it?
I don't know.
What is it?
There are people on the other side of this computer.
No, there's not.
It's not.
Nope, there's no people here.
Just
There's
voices.
no people.
Do you think there really are people? Yeah, I think she's lying.
Kelly lies.
No.
Kelly lies.
Kitty lies.
Definitely not.
Oh, there's a cat. Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. I'll get mine. Where are you? There you are.
But there's no people.
Sleeping.
You're probably right. It looks pretty sleepy. Oh, there's another cat.
Oh,
no.
Joey's gone. You're back.
It was too much cat for the computer to handle for a second.
Oh no.
Which one's the mommy cat?
This one's the mama. Ooh, big yawn. There we go.
What's that? What's that cat?
I don't know their names. That one's
No,
fun.
she can make up names. I like that better, actually.
Alright, what's this one's name?
No.
Lawrence? What's this one's name?
What's
Lawrence and Lawrence too.
Got it.
Apparently.
That's good. Hold on, I got one too.
another cat?
Yeah, there's a lot of cats.
Yeah. This is me restraining myself.
What cat now?
She's restraining herself.
Oh, what's that? That's a cat.
You're right.
Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that?
I don't know.
It's the people.
Mm-hmm.
What's this?
That's my notebook. Sure, this can be your notebook if you want. Okay.
Hey, let's see what mommy has. Let's see what mommy.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
You know
Well,
what
do
we
you wanna
talked about at work yesterday? Mushrooms.
Mushrooms?
Yes.
What about
The
them?
fun kind. The fun kind.
Oh,
What
that
about
sounds like
them?
fun.
One guy was talking about, he did it once. He's like, I saw Jesus. But like, he was witnessing him get crucified or whatever. I was like, that sounds like a bad trip.
I mean, I guess it depends on your opinion of Jesus, but that
He said he was started crying because he felt like he was betraying him. I was like,
I was
yeah, you had a
about to
bad
say,
trip.
honestly, that sounds like religious guilt permeating a trip to me.
And I was like, you should unpack that.
Everything presents itself to you for a reason. Just important to address it.
Is it going to be time for the yearly Brigantine trip?
Oh, I was just thinking about that the other day.
Actually, can make that happen.
Guess what I have?
What you got?
I have shrooms from Spain.
Hell yeah!
Spicy?
Hell yeah!
Yep.
Oh, I'm excited.
Uh-huh. But they're like in portioned capsules.
Got it. That'll be good for you. You won't have an allergic reaction as you digest it,
I'm
man.
gonna have an allergic reaction no matter what. It's okay, I know my limit, don't worry.
Oh, good bit.
Worst case scenario, I just get really thirsty. And my throat is kind of scratchy. AKA the beginning of anaphylaxis. But it's okay, don't worry about it.
We can with it. It's alright.
As
We'll
long
make
as
it.
someone's got an
Okay.
EpiPen.
Nope. Those things are too expensive.
I've never had an EpiPen. I probably should, but I don't have one.
I don't have one either, and also probably should.
What? What are you allergic to?
I'm allergic to bee stings.
That is an important one.
Yeah, you should really have
Yeah.
to pen for that one.
Yeah, but they're really expensive and they expire after like 2 years. It's
Yeah.
It's horrible.
What
I'm-
kind of reaction do you have when you get a bee sting?
I mean I haven't had one since I was 5, so these days who knows?
Oh boy. Fun story. My dad does like land survey stuff all the time, and he stepped on an underground bee nest, and the doctors estimated that he had like 100 and something stings in one leg and roughly 75 to 80 in the other. And he wasn't ever allergic to bees before that, but now he gets stung like once and blows up like a balloon.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was me. That was me. When I was 2, I stepped on one and same thing. I wasn't allergic before, and then I was, and yeah. So I'd rather not. Hi, Will.
Hello. Sorry,
Hey!
sorry. Try to power out and but
Like touch and go, or is it good to go?
it's good to go. But
Awesome.
because of it, it's sort of I had to restart everything again.
Oh no. Well, the only thing you missed was a pussy parade, and then that's about it.
There's some way to describe it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the Pussy Parade was for the benefit of my 2-year-old daughter.
Oh no.
I am very proud to say that I'm recording, so got that. Just gonna snip that.
No, the vulgarity is part of our group charm. You can't cut that out.
It's true.
It's
And
already-
technically, it wasn't really vulgar-ish.
Yeah, wait till the shrooms come out. Then some fun will be had. All right, so let me get a couple of things set up. First off, let's get the observer's cursor dealt with. And hold on just 1 second, Hayden, and then I'll tell you when you can do it.
Val, yours is on too, actually.
You can do it now, Hayden.
Thank you.
That'll switch back. Let's see, where's the map? Here it is. Session 10, guys.
Yay!
That's it.
Ooh.
This is it, the conclusion of our 10-session little mini arc here. And what a ride it's been. Some good, some bad,
Some ugly.
mostly bad. Probably. And yeah, as we come here, let me do a quick recap for the benefit of Will, who was missing last time around.
Yes.
Will, a lot of things happened.
That always happens. That seems to happen when I'm not around.
It seems lots of things have been happening every week, so not surprising. Will, if you will turn off your cursor, that'd be great also. So, where last our adventuring party left off, you had set a trap for Inikitsunagi, who managed to somewhat reverse the terms of the trap. You had set up this sting operation where you were going to have a convoy of food, a fake convoy, brought in by the Imperials under the leadership of Goro Atashan, and that convoy was then ambushed by zombies. She had lured and corralled zombies through the streets of Donetsk to hit the convoy. In the ensuing conflict, you captured Inikitsu, and Thorold went and took Ini to be under surveillance while she was unconscious at the prison cell. In the meantime, and in the midst of all of this, the party searched the house of Povita Kuna. They confronted Povita, who promptly injected herself full of the rejuvenation serum, and it had some negative effects upon her biology.
Did it get rid of all the wrinkles?
Depends on your definition of that. First, she got
It
all
was
shrivelly
bad.
and vampiric, and then she had those nasty flowers burst out of her body, and then another even more nasty flower bursting out. It was old ladies on vampires on flowers, all the way down until finally the twitching corpse was cut into enough pieces that no more movement could be made. The party looted the
We
place,
almost didn't make it.
got some information, figured out the gist of what this exact plot was. And in the midst of this, the orcs returned, or rather the Imperials who had gone on the raid of the orc encampment returned. As it turned out, they were not Imperials after all. Having sent that warning to the orcs, the Orc Lord, realizing he didn't have enough time to warn all three clans, instead took his clan and ambushed the ambushers in the night, capturing the Imperial forces, taking their arms and armor, and then coming back to the city masquerading as them. Whereupon the Orc Lord issued a challenge to Goro Atashan, defeated him in single combat, and open fighting began to break out in the streets of Garakan between Orc and Imperial. The Orcs having the upper hand, having both the element of surprise and having already taken out a large proportion of their forces due to their successful ambush. The party negotiated with the Orc Lord after fighting and scrabbling their way through the streets to reach him, and managed to encourage him, to persuade him to give a day and a half's worth of amnesty to the Imperial soldiers, provided that they earned their arms against the undead. And so, amidst this tenuous peace, Lithram discovered the unfortunate truth that this disease that's been afflicting this city is incurable, with his own current knowledge. That in 10 days' time, there was simply no way that Lithram, as clever as he was, could outthink the mind of the Black Og, the Lich King, formerly the Wizard King of Cloudspire. With that grim realization, the party realized that the only possible way to come up with a solution to this would be to acquire knowledge more ancient than the Lich King himself. Knowledge they realized
We went on a field trip.
could only come from a sun shard. Those fragmented pieces of the ancient god that was the sun. Those shards of pure knowledge. And so the party went on a field trip there on the brink of Day 10, traveling through the night.
Sessions did I miss?
Day 9.
Oh, it was a lot of things.
Last session was a lot. There was a lot that happened.
It's real bad.
It was busy. It was busy. And it did go late. And the party went into the mountains. There was some inter-party conflict. The dwarven ally that you had brought along turned out not to be so much of an ally, instead wanting the sun shard from him for himself. Araza attacked Kitty. Kitty brutally attacked Araza. Giant snake hydra emerged from the mountains and attacked everybody. Crazy dwarf cleric tried to make a run for the sun shard. Kitty tried to make a run for the sun shard. In the midst of this, the giant snake hydra was slain. The sun shard was procured. The dwarf was knocked unconscious. Kitty also had her mind blasted with knowledge and fell unconscious. But the shard was procured and the knowledge acquired. And so that was the end of the first half of No, I'm kidding. That was all of it. And so that is where we find ourselves in the aftermath of the battle with the Hydra in the mountain lair.
Oh yeah, I'm currently dead. Well, I'm knocked out from this thing.
Kitty, unconscious, her mind a swirling mix of thoughts. Lithram looking at the scribbles in the dirt that Kitty made in her own blood before she passed out. The message she was trying to give him. The unconscious form of Stanton Berenger, a dwarven member of the Seekers of the Sun at your feet. Stas, bloodied. Stas, are you even conscious?
Nope.
Stas is unconscious. Kitty is unconscious. Araza is bloodied. Thorald, you actually look okay. You shot some arrows. And we pick ourselves up right there.
Somebody has to pick me up.
Yeah, people need to pick people up. People need to do medicine checks. Discussion of what to do with the prisoner.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get to healing.
You don't actually have any healing spells.
No, I can do just like a regular.
Yeah, you can do a medicine check. That would be a wisdom check using your tribal healer ability. I think you would stabilize Kitty, but I don't think anyone had stabilized Stas yet. So if you want to do that for Stas. Yeah.
So do I have 1 HP?
No, you're currently unconscious. Stas, I'll give you one HP. Kitty went down due to non-natural means and still remains unconscious on the ground, clutching that sun shard to her breast.
It's mine.
I'll go do the same
I
thing.
think I have one healing potion that I will give to Kitty.
Yeah, you lean over and administer the healing potion. Kitty, you can heal with a recovery.
Ooh, I really hope I have some of those.
Yeah, you've still got some. You had taken a rest on the cart on the way to the mountains, so you still have a decent amount.
Do I use my recovery for a healing potion or no because somebody else gave it to me?
You do.
I
You
don't
do
know.
use your
Yeah?
recovery for a healing. Yeah.
Got it.
A healing
Well, I'm
potion
hurt.
simply accelerates your body's natural ability to heal.
Got it.
So as Kitty regains consciousness, you regain 14 hit points, and now the party is all looking around. And Sarah Portance is quickly tying up Stanton, and then she kind of looks around and says, "Okay, so what next? Did that snake thing eat our horse?"
I guess, did I get all the information I needed from what Kitty wrote down?
Yeah, you've written some things down, and you believe you have a way to deal with this. What your mind had told you is true. You cannot cure this disease. There's no magic serum that's going to undo this thing.
There's a plot to use this. This was just the testing phase.
Yeah, this was a test shot in a town no one cared about. The real intentions of this serum is to be used in the imperial capital itself, to take down the various imperial families in the way of Povi the Kuna's own family. It's, as Araza has constantly worried, an elitist plot.
I fucking knew it!
And so, you can't cure it, but you believe with what you have, you could extract the disease. You could take needles, scribe perfect, precise runes upon those needles, and draw the disease from a person's body. It'd have to be done one at a time, and would be quite the undertaking. You would certainly need help, organization, and you would have to scribe as many of these rune scribe needles as you possibly could to allow as many people as possible to extract that disease, pull it out of people's bodies. The pattern of runes that you've gathered from the scribings that Kitty has made upon the dirt and the bones is enormously complicated. Without this sun shard, you could have tried for 10,000 years and not come up with the exact combination. But you have what you need now. It won't be easy, but you have a way to extract the disease from people. That, however, still will not save the town. There's one other thing that you figured as you've gained insights into the disease itself. That would cure the people. But as you've seen, the earth itself has been corrupted by this violent magical disease. It's seeped into the ground, into the roots. To really destroy it, you're gonna have to go down there and nuke some flowers. As well as do the needle thing with the people.
And
Well, let's get the fuck out of here. Come on.
well, yeah, we gotta head back to
Walk
the
on the
village.
road, folks.
Yeah, talk on the road. We go to Lithrum?
Goro Atashan, is he dead? Like, what happened to him again?
No.
He's not dead. He
I mean, you
was
better not be. or I'm gonna
imprisoned.
go.
He was imprisoned, and then you had a brief meeting with him in which you convinced him to take the amnesty offered by the Orc-Lord. The Orc-Lord probably not realizing when he made that proclamation of amnesty to any Imperial soldier who turned weapons against the undead that, well, the term any Imperial soldier does include Goroata, so he was convinced to take the offer, and so likely the town that you're coming back to will have two camps, hopefully both fighting the undead rather than each other. But yeah, Goroata Shan yet lives. He was...
Okay, because I'm sorry. We need to send someone to the Imperial capital and arrest this family now before this gets out of hand.
Perhaps also worth worth doing. You've sent people to the Imperial capital before. It has... this is perhaps an even more urgent message than the first message you sent there.
I ain't going anywhere until I get a good nap.
What would happen if we didn't do is if we failed to achieve to succeed in our goal of warning the Imperial capital?
Probably the collapse of the Third Dragon Empire.
But do we really care about the Empire all that much?
Oh no, that would be horrible.
Well, we don't know where it would stop, so it could be the whole world.
It's bad. You're right.
Yes,
It
seriously.
starts with
This is not a very precise weapon, as we've seen.
Yes, I understand. It's undead. I want to stop it as well. Look, they haven't indeed me.
Making your way along the roads. Any other things that you have to discuss? And while you're discussing those things, let me have each of you also roll me a wisdom check using scout or any of those other things. Let's see if you run into any more gnolls on the road.
Before we go, where's the piece of the dragon pearl?
It is clutched tightly in Kitty's hands.
Okay.
It's right.
I'm just checking.
My life's work.
I know that it kind of went back into or it seemed like maybe it went into kind of like a dormant state after answering the question.
Yeah, if you are observing it carefully, you notice that it is bit by bit over the course of the half day's worth of travel, as you're making your way that way, that tiny glimmer of light in it does seem to be gradually increasing. You're giving me this book?
Made a book.
You made a book?
Oh,
Thank you.
I want a book.
Bye. Good night. All right. So, yeah, you start heading your way back there as you scan the roads looking for any possible dangers. You do not see the
Damn thing.
the gnolls. You don't see much. You are focused, perhaps too focused, on your way. And you are also lucky because I did not roll a random encounter.
Yeah.
So, you would have been caught by surprise.
It would have been bad.
Would have not been great. You're a lot tougher than you used to be, but those gnolls can still hurt. And yeah, you make your way back to the town. And as you are finally arriving, we are reaching dawn of the 10th day.
All right, let's use up what I got.
So did we rest? Or nothing?
I would say that you definitely can use your let's see, what time did you have arrived? Yeah, you arrived day 9, you're coming back day 10, dawning a day 10. Yeah, you can rest. You can do a full heal up.
All right.
So you have all your stuff. As a reminder, the full heal button is right in the... Where is that button again?
Center of the powers page at the top.
The powers page, yeah. Yep. So make sure you do it, yeah. Get those spells back, get all of the lovely things that you'll need to
Beefy again.
be beefy again. And yes, you do have that HP increase, so you've got the hit points of level 4 characters and the skills and abilities of level 3. And as you arrive back in Garakan, looking around, you see it is a town where most doors and windows are boarded up. People are cowering in their homes. There are roving patrols of Imperials and Orcs. Occasional scuffles between the two, but for the most part, moving amongst themselves, dealing with undead situations, trying to keep things under control. And yet, there always seem to be more, particularly around where those flowers have grown. And so as you arrive back in town, Stanton is gaining consciousness as well, and while tied up and gagged, he is occasionally kind of looking around wide-eyed at each of you, like sort of trying to speak around his gag. And what do you do?
Punch him in the head.
Sure, you can definitely do that. I meant in a broader sense, but
I mean,
always good priorities.
I would like to know what the wax job is saying, as long as he continues to be tied up in other regards.
Sure. Yeah, but you pull down the gag, and as he, could I maybe have a wee bit of water, please?
No.
Alright then, I guess. Lithrim,
What?
you've seen it, haven't you? The infinite knowledge.
I didn't see anything. All I did was write down what Kitty wrote. She
And
was
I
the one
forgot
that
all of it.
He looks over at Kitty, who's just like blank-eyed. But it was meant for you. It's always been meant for you.
I got it. It's my destiny. Sorry, buddy.
But you're a pudding brain.
And I'm a quick writer, and that is what was important. Wasn't it, Lithrum?
Sure.
See? Even he says it's great.
You've got to come home, lad. You've got to do it. Come back to the Order.
No, I have nothing to do with them, and I would rather see them all dead than go anywhere near that.
You've got to share what you've learned.
If you keep talking about of him having to do something he doesn't want to do, I'll knock you out again.
He looks over at Thorald and says, I'm just trying to help the lad.
He doesn't want it.
You don't understand.
I don't need to.
important.
He's stubborn, and he doesn't want it.
And trust me, we're going to leave here, and you won't be able to find me again, because I know you've been in contact with people, other seekers and everything.
I won't need to find you, lad. We're the seekers of the sun. If we can find the sun itself, we'll always be able to find you.
Well, if you could find anything, why didn't you find the stone, huh?
Oh, I found it. I just couldn't get it back from the giant, nasty snake monster.
Well, then clearly you ain't good enough at your job. What if we hide Lithrum behind a giant snake monster? What you gonna do then?
Maybe hire some people?
Well, we're not for hire.
Well, we are. Not for you.
We're booked.
I'm starting to no longer see the point of this conversation. Maybe I'll go back to my nap.
Oh. Araza, we broke the prisoner.
It was a slightly fragmented line of questioning. So,
Yeah, he got us distracted.
I was gonna kind of try to proposition better armor out of him in exchange for, like, his continued health and well-being.
No, it's not worth it.
I'll take
Well,
fucking crazy dude's armor. I don't give a
The
shit.
armor would be nice, you know?
He probably has them made already. We just need to go take them from him. We don't need to pay for it.
Alright, that works.
Oh.
I
Let's go
did
look for
actually make yours already.
Do you have a little kitty coat for me?
It's mostly done.
Oh,
I spent extra time on Lithrums.
damn it.
No offense, but, you know, you're sort of a lower priority.
Wow.
I mostly figured you'd be dead before you could come back to collect it.
I'm gonna be honest,
Wow.
there's not a lot of ways, alternative ways to take that.
Yeah, don't get me angry, buddy. You're tied up and I'm not.
I mean, you understand, right? Like,
I don't. Mine is smaller. It should have taken you much less time. You should have used it as practice before the good one.
as I said, it's mostly done.
What does mostly mean? Can I wear it? Will it work?
Yeah, wear it. It'll only work part of the time.
It doesn't make any sense. What do you mean?
It doesn't cover everything yet.
Well, then you need to finish it.
Alright, well, let me just get me tools. I'll get right to work. I assume you go to his home and place of business and go about looking for the armor. Lithrum, you are able to find your armor. It is completed, and it will increase your armor class by 1.
Cool.
You can increase your armor class. Kitty, yours is not quite done. It will require a bit more work.
Damn it.
His focus was somewhat divided.
Well, how much would it cost to get it finished?
Yours is also
Just
more
so
expensive, so...
I know, it was terrible.
We're not paying him. Like, that is...
No, we're not paying him. I'm thinking of paying somebody else in a future town to finish it.
Taking what you've got to finish it, you could probably finish it, for 20 coppers.
Okay, I'll take that and whatever spare metal material that was next to it. Basically, it's supplies, and I'll just stow it for now.
Yeah, you stow on some of those carts that you had brought, and the carts can then be safely stashed at the inn that Stas has been staying at, Stas and Thorald have been staying at. And after doing this, and securing the new armor for Lithrum and the equipment for Kitty that yet needs to be finished, where to next?
If we don't kill him, can we pay him?
Is there anything... What? No. Fuck
If
that.
we don't...
Is there anything else in here? Like, anything else in his...
There's nothing superior to what you currently have that would fit or be usable by any of you. He doesn't, work in magical items and things like that.
Okay.
Now, does the armor just affect AC, or does it also affect physical defense?
Just AC.
Okay.
Why do some blacksmiths still insist on having to sell these? And he pulls out, Thor points out the chainmail bikini. It doesn't protect anything.
It was a custom piece for a young and virile nobleman for his lady friend. Never been used. You're welcome to it.
I'll take it.
Okay. All right. You now have a chainmail bikini.
Yay!
It's got right where the nipples would be, just like opals, right in the midst of the chainmail.
Oh, I love it.
Well, you're gonna wear that.
Anywhere I like.
Oh goodness.
I'll go put
All
it
right.
on
Well, now.
now.
Do I need to stand between you two? Because the last thing we need is another cat fight.
He looks over at Roz and says, sort of sheepishly, "Make sure you oil yourself up. It chafes."
Which type of oil? Never mind, that's not important. Let's keep moving.
That's okay. I stay well oiled. Don't worry about me.
Oh goodness.
Alright, let's go, folks.
Let's heal him. Let's run. What do we do?
We gotta go make 1 billion fucking life-saving syringes. That's what we gotta do.
And potentially destroy some more flowers.
Wait, wouldn't
We
a lot of
definitely-
that on the syringe, is it like a metal syringe? Or like, what are these?
Yeah.
Alright,
Exactly.
then make this fucker make a bunch of them.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly conscript. He's got plenty of metal. He typically in this town makes horseshoes and horseshoe nails. It's not too far of a stretch to go from that to making something that can impale someone. The medical instruments is maybe not his forte, but
It's close enough to a nail.
it's close enough to a nail that, for what you need to have done, it doesn't need to be super precise. You just literally need a thick, stabby thing that can go into somebody's stomach and have a hollow interior that you can draw the disease out with. The runes do most of the work.
I mean, I'm sure there's some, like, at the clinic place
Yeah, you can also take the ones that
can be altered, but I'm
that
sure
are proper made and alter those.
Yeah, but I'm sure we're gonna need more too.
So yeah, knowing that those are the things that need to be done, the party sets about trying to make each of those things happen. So let me just go and see how each person is assisting in this. Lithram, obviously you are having the rune scribing knowledge. You are scribing these needles.
Yes.
Okay. Kitty, what task are you doing to help Lithram in his endeavor? How can you do this? How can you help?
Well, if we're not sending a group to go and deal with the flowers, are we doing that? Or is that not part of these options?
That will have to happen, but it seems like right now you want to get the disease removing operation going first. That sounded like what the party did. Both things need to happen, but the slower by far of the two is extracting disease from people.
Lithram, what do you need? I don't know what to do.
It's like maybe you can help with like the melting and forging of needles. Not that you need to perfect them, but like you can help get the fire going and all that stuff.
And occasionally beat the crap out of this guy if he stops working.
Yeah, make sure that he's not doing any shady shit.
Supervisor duty. I gotcha, buddy.
Yeah, so you are supervising Stanton in also aiding with making the equipment. Okay, that sounds great. Let's see. What about you, Araza?
Are you organizing the triage of patients?
Oh, that sounds like a good one.
You could also do that. That would probably involve coordinating with Cobalt Stam and the clinic.
Cool, I'll do that. Because I feel like I gotta go get all the syringes from there anyways.
Okay, so Araza going to start coordinating beds and trying to get the clinic staff trained in what they're going to have to do, as well as providing those currently existing syringes that they've got. What about Stas?
Oh, that's a good question.
Can he be my rune assistant?
Yeah.
Certainly
yeah.
could.
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
All right. So Stas and Lithram both doing those deeds. What about Thorold?
I'm gonna look for either another smith or another jeweler, maybe in the town, or failing that, see if the Imperium had like a blacksmith with them, with their war part, their legion, to see if we can get another person churning out these syringes.
Okay, sounds great. So I'll give each of you a check, and we'll see how each of these goes. Kitty, let me have you do a strength. Actually, let's do Constitution check. You can add weapons enthusiast for making something that is close enough to a weapon.
Yeah. Big number, no whammy.
All right,
Ooh.
24.
Yeah.
Nice. So Kitty and Stanton are churning these things out. Let's go, Lithram. Let me have you do a intelligence check, adding blood magic victim. This is actually the most appropriate thing to this.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
All right, so you begin working at that. Stas, let me also, as you're doing the same
Ready
task,
to deal with it.
Stas, let me have you do a dexterity check, adding, I'll have you add arcane guide. Dexterity arcane guide, as you are following Lithram's directions here. You're getting needles faster than you can scribe them, but you're doing the best you can to scribe and then to instruct people who Araza is bringing over. Lithram, with that second roll, with the fact that Stas is aiding you, you also make another discovery. A discovery that, well, we'll see how it affects you, but it's definitely something that stands out to you.
You've made an observation, sir. This is when you yell, Eureka.
Well, I don't know if it deserves that exclamation, but we'll see what it is.
These rune-scribed needles, with an alteration to the rune work, you could make a specific rune-scribed needle that could pull the blood magic from you. Could pull that strange experimentation that the Seekers of the Sun did to you and take it out of your body.
Oh, interesting.
It's a decision you will have to make. If you choose to do it, you would switch from a Chaos Mage to a Wizard. I'm not going to say you become a commoner, but you have that choice. You have the knowledge to do it. And I'll go ahead and tell you, each of you, before this session will over, will have some sort of choice presented before you. Maybe big, maybe little. But leading into Act 2, each of you will have some sort of choice to make. And Lithram, yours does involve the knowledge that you could yourself remove what was done to your body, if you so choose.
I'm now secretly hoping that everyone else has massive choices, and then like cuts to Ford is like, what breakfast will I have? This plays equally dramatic music. It's like da 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 da.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I think I will actually. I won't take the blood magic effects out of me. Like I like having the powers that I have, and to just destroy the Seekers of the Suns with that power would just be chef's kiss.
Yeah, you take a moment of consideration. This is probably why you aren't making them quite as fast, because you have this realization, and it takes you a little bit to kind of consider. Are you going to make that special needle for yourself? And then you put down the tool and decide, no, you're not. You will remain as you are. At least for now. The knowledge remains in your head, should you ever decide to act upon it. Let's go then to Thorold. Thorold, let me have you do a charisma check, and you can add Chief Negotiator to it.
Okay.
You're going about and trying to procure additional aid with the procurement of these needles, and with the organizational elements of getting things put together to make them. You're able to find more aid. Whether the smiths, there is a quartermaster who has some smith knowledge who was among the Imperials. The orcs who are here, they don't have anybody. They traveled fast and light, and the majority of the rest of the clans will be arriving here in the coming weeks. But the people who came with them, they didn't have anyone who could specifically do what you're asking. But you're able to procure some help that you place under the watchful eye of Kitty, the Foremaster here, and Stanton, and Lithram and Stas. And then let's go then to Araza. Let me have you do a... I think this would probably be kind of an unusual one. I would say that this is a charisma check, adding tribe healer. Because you are convincing people and explaining things to people that is about medicine. So it is charisma, but it adds tribe healer, which is because of your medical knowledge and your background. All right, yeah, you are explaining people and are able to set up exactly, you know exactly what these people are going to need. They're going to need hot water, they're going to need blankets, they're going to need towels. You're going to need people to watch over them in case they turn, in case they die on the table while the needle is inside them, so that the person trying to extract the disease from them doesn't then get their own heads ripped off. You know exactly what's going to be needed to this, and you start organizing it. You work with Cobalt Stam, and then you also procure those needles to be provided back to the rest of the group. And with those checks, all relatively high, there's a couple of bottlenecks, as it is taking some time to get each RuneScribe needle and for Lithram to explain the procedure to everybody. With those, it takes several hours, but you begin to get the operation underway. And as this is happening, Araza, you also, because you've been the one traveling the most, are noticing something else that's happening in the town. You're going into the district of right on the outskirts of Donetsk, right on the edges of Turin, and you do see that the Kine are taking this moment to move into the city.
They are?
Yeah, they are moving in.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have a conversation with Mother Spark after I'm done with this.
Okay. Yeah, as this is happening, and you notice it going down, you start making your way over that way, and before you can reach Mother Spark, Shumulaka approaches you.
Shumulaka?
Yeah. You're in the
Shumulaka.
district that she lives in. And she looks over and says, "Ah, Araza."
Yes, did you hear about my new bikini? Is that what you are seeking me out about?
I did not, but
Wait till you see it, you're gonna love it.
I think perhaps... have you had a chance to wear it yet?
No, not yet.
Well, maybe a trial run is in order.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I simply noticed you passing by, and I thought perhaps you could use the company?
Yes, I love company.
Where are you headed?
Are you familiar with the Kine?
Of course. They live in... Well, she's noticing what you're noticing. They lived in the outskirts of the city, in the wilds.
Yeah.
I suppose they are moving in?
I suppose they are, so I'm about to go have a little chat and see how that process is going.
I will come along then. And she comes along. As you are making your way there, she asks, "So, I have to ask, what exactly brought you to Garachen? Don't get me wrong, I'm pleased. I'm inordinately pleased that you made it here. I think this whole week, this whole 10 days could have gone much worse without you, but, well, there are not many of your origin who have ever come through these streets. I suppose the same could be said for me, but I asked you first."
Yeah, no, I'm painfully aware of the fact that there aren't very many people like me, as everyone seems to take it upon themselves to remind me all the goddamn time.
I'm sorry.
No,
That was
it's okay. It's fine. I'm getting used to it. Well, yes, as you said, not very many demons spawn are surface dwelling. And I've lived on the surface for quite some time now. First, very isolated for obvious reasons, but then when it did come time for me to make decisions about where I went for myself, I just wanted to see as many places and interact with as many people as possible. You know, after living a more sheltered life for such a long time, it was intriguing to join up with a nomadic people such as the Kine.
And who have you met so far in your travels?
Well, oh god, why are you asking about character backstory, Joey? I wasn't ready! Okay. I mean, for the most part, like, I've just been accompanying the Kine for quite some time now. I haven't traveled as much separate from them, just because they move around a fair amount, and it's an intriguing and diverse enough bunch for me.
They are an interesting people, and no doubt very different from the people you grew up amongst. I do think that there will come an opportunity for you to meet more people, to see other parts of this world, and, well, I wish you the best in doing so.
Thank you.
I know it is perhaps a bit disturbing to speak with someone who has occasionally seen certain futures, but I do think you will see soon others of your kind, or at the very least have the opportunity to do so.
Ooh.
And if you choose to go, I hope this isn't too forward, but I would be willing to go with you.
Oh? Oh?
This town is, fucked up a bit right now, and I think maybe a field trip.
Oh, I love a field trip.
Things to do before then, of course, but if you are going, when the opportunity presents itself, knock on my door if you want company.
Absolutely. Thank you for the offer.
As this conversation concludes, you come upon the Kine as they are getting ready. Mother Spark does take note of you and approaches. Ah, Araza, my child, hello.
Hey. So, big things are happening. Yeah, this is
Yes.
unexpected.
Well, you did say that this was something that might be acceptable, to arrive here and be seen as healers rather than as the strange outsiders that we're often seen as.
Absolutely, and I still stand by that. I just wasn't sure whether or not, especially now that there's a very anti-orc imperial presence and lots of other kinds of military chaos, and then the existing undead issue. I just genuinely wasn't sure whether or not it was going to happen or not.
I knew it wouldn't happen if I did not act. With the Imperials in charge but a couple of days ago, I had resolved myself not to, but then the orcs came. I thought perhaps given their other issues, the Imperials would not so readily seek to force us out.
Have you yet met the Orc Lord?
I was going to send an emissary and seek a conversation with him.
I would encourage that.
Very well. Then you have the job.
Oh, fuck.
I think you're the perfect emissary between the Kine and the orcs.
Fuck it. That's fine. I'm cool with doing it. It's just I kind of got a lot on my plate right now, but it's okay. I get it. It's fine. I can just add it to the list. Everything's fine.
I understand. You have much on your plate. I understand this. A simple sit-down between leaders. I have no doubt that the Orc Lord will likely wish our services in his coming war. What with many of our kind being orc kin themselves, though not perhaps so green-blooded as him. But I think maybe we can find a middle ground. And, well, great changes coming in the north, it seems.
Seems like it.
Likely equally great changes in the south. It does seem as though the Third Dragon Empire is teetering on the brink.
It does.
Their teetering will become ever more precarious with the fact that they have lost an entire talon here in this misguided attempt to slaughter the orc clans. And with an army enclosing upon their doorsteps. Let us just say, I think it is clear. The 12th age is ending. I'm sure you, like the rest of us, wonder what will become the dominant power in this 13th age.
Do you happen to have an opinion on that?
Well, everyone has opinions, yes. If I had to take a guess, I think... Well, I do not know of many of the powers in the south and in the west, but in the north and the east, I think the Dragon Empire is doomed. I do not foresee the 13th age seeing the rise of a 4th Dragon Empire. If I had to guess, it will be either the 2nd age of Orc Ranar, or, well, given this, a repeat of the Age of Ruin.
The Age of Ruin, that sounds fun. That sounds like a fun time.
I want
The
that
Age
one.
of Ruin was the age in which the Lich King was dominant.
Fuck.
Oh no,
There
we don't
was
want that.
Ruin. It was in the aftermath of the fall of Cloudspire, when Cloudfall happened, and so many peoples were displaced or destroyed. Undead ravaged these lands until the rise of a Crusader Queen. That was the Age of Ruin. It followed the Age of Wonders.
How?
Currently, powers that seem to be rising are the orcs and the undead. But, as I said, I do not know what is happening in the south and in the west. Perhaps yet more powers rise there. Perhaps the question is between 3 or even 4 factions as to who might rise.
How long ago was the last Age of Ruin?
The Age of Ruin took place in the opening the Google Sheets. For the 13th Age world building we conducted so many weeks ago, as I consult my greater knowledge, the Age of Ruin was the 10th Age. 2 ages ago.
Oh, that was great. I forgot that was a thing, and now I don't know where that is, and I feel like I should read it more.
I can copy and put that back in the it makes sense to put it in the 13th Age place. So in the 13th Age, there's the link to the sheet again, so you can refresh yourself upon the various the various ages. But most recent age has been the age of the Third Dragon Empire. That was the 12th age. It seems the Third Dragon Empire is coming to an end. Before that was the Divine Order, or the Crusades, as it was called. That was when they pushed away the undead that happened in the aftermath of the Age of Ruin. So currently, if she's considering the different powers that seem to be rising, the orcs seem to be on the rise. So that would suggest maybe the 13th age will become a second age of Orkrenar, which is the age of the Greenbloods, the age of the orcs. It could foresee another age of ruin if the Lich King is definitely making a play. What that play is, you don't know. But it could foresee any number of different ages coming, and it is possible that you will have a say in what the 13th age becomes. As, after all, you have seemed to align yourself with certain factions and definitely against certain other factions. Most particularly against the Lich King. Although maybe you'll join him, who knows?
Don't say these things, Joey. Do not.
Well, such things would be your own choice.
No, I don't feel like they would be, so let's not talk about that.
Very well.
Story about right now.
In any case, yeah, this conversation about the the nature of the future and what it might hold. Shumulaka then says, "Well, I can perhaps say that whatever happens, I do not foresee the next age being the rise of the mushroom people. We are not, at least currently, in the market for conquest."
Thank goodness for that, because I feel like if that was the direction they headed in, we'd all kind of be fucked, since they're sort of everywhere and have a collective knowledge that would cripple us all.
Raza says this, and Shumulaka says, "Well, maybe I should suggest it to the collective."
No, easy, Tiger.
No. I kid. It's the 14th age, after we're all dead.
Ay.
Alright, so you have another task on your plate now. as you sort of stepped into that offer.
I did, I signed myself up for that one.
Alright, so as the Kine are moving their way in, Mother Spark then also says, "If there is some way in which we can aid with your current efforts, well, it would help in us being seen as arriving as healers, no?"
Yeah, so there's a couple of different things. Basically, we need syringes to draw the evil, yucky shit out of people, but they have to have a very specific rune.
Ugh, if only we could just do exorcisms. That would be so much easier.
Would that work?
No, it wouldn't.
Oh, okay. Did they do a lot of exorcisms?
You say that, she says, no, exorcism is more of a, well, sort of a niche kind of thing. Wouldn't really work with something biological. More something metaphysical. If you become possessed, come back to me, though.
Alright, so if the Lich King fucks around and enters any of our consciousness, Mother Spark's the go-to.
Yes, have any of your party members been seeing visions of the Lich King?
If they did, what would the proper course of treatment and action be for that sort of thing?
Well, decapitation is normally recommended, but...
Alright, we're good.
There may be other possibilities.
We're good.
Just in general will tend to work.
Quartering and then burning the requisite parts. You explain the situation and what might be needed, and so the Kine can provide aid with that, but you will need to negotiate on their behalf with the powers that be, which now include the Orc Lord.
Also, it can't really just be that everybody in this entire city is coming to this clinic to get this done. It would be
there'll need to be more than one.
Yeah, it would be cool if there were different locations. So if they were willing to set up some sort of like medical tent city, that'd be sick.
Yeah. So that
People are going to them and they're administering healing, and it would be healing for everyone, and it would just be great.
So it does make sense then to have one in each section of the city. So if the Kine are doing it in Turin, the Donetski is run by Kobelstam's clinic. You could likely start setting something up in Mother's Milk at Povita's mansion.
I was about to say Povita's mansion has been possessed. So
It is now owned, so you operate that in Mother's Milk, and Stanton and Kitty and Lithram and Stas can move in there and start operating out of there and training people. The lodge, the remaining members of the lodge could be tasked to operate there. And then in terms of the Heart District, the Imperial
The rich
camp.
people definitely have glasses and spare metal laying around, so we could raid their houses, commandeer that shit.
It's possible. I guess maybe
Why
some
not?
discussion with the Burgomeister could be had about
Why
emergency
not?
requisitions.
yeah,
Call it taxes.
how are people's health? People that were sick and such.
So you're just kind of asking how bad has the infection gotten in the city, or
Like of the key characters that are on this map right here. How are people doing?
well, I guess it's day 10, so let's do some rolls.